Today we're going to be solving multi-step equations. So I want you to recall from solving two-step equations, if you have something like this here, the first thing you're going to do is clean up before you're going to try and solve. So what I mean by that is if you have parentheses like this, or something else where you have like terms, you're going to take care of that first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute that 4 first to give me 8x. 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. And then I have minus 1, draw my line, equals negative 33. So in this case, my like terms are my constants, my numbers. I've got negative 4 and negative 1. So I'm just going to simply drag down my 8x, and negative 4 plus negative 1, or negative 4 minus 1, either way, you can think of it either way, is negative 5. That equals negative 33. And now that it's cleaned up nice and neat, I can start to solve. So remember, addition or subtraction first. So to get rid of this minus 5 or negative 5, I'm going to do the inverse, which is add 5. So a minus 5 and a plus 5, when put together, make a 0 pair. They cancel. So I drag down that 8x equals, and negative 33 plus 5 is going to give me a negative 28. Alright, so now last but not least, to get rid of the 8 times x, I'm going to do the opposite or inverse, which is divide. Divide both sides by 8. So 8 over 8, anything over itself is 1. So it's just x equals, and then negative 28 and 8 don't go into each other evenly, but I can reduce. They're both divisible by 4. So, and 4 goes into negative 28 7 times, and 4 goes into 8 2 times. So that reduces to negative 7 over 2. Alright, so now let's look at something a little bit different. For example, if 6x plus 1 equals negative 23, what does 2 times the quantity x minus 6 equal? Okay, so first thing we're going to do to solve this problem is, I'm going to erase that comma. First thing you're going to do is solve for x here. So I'm going to draw my line down. Nothing I need to clean up on this side, so I'm going to go straight into get rid of that plus 1 by subtracting 1. Positive 1 and negative 1 cancel to 0. So you've got 6x equals negative 24. And then to get rid of the 6 times x, you're going to divide by 6. 6 over 6 reduces to 1, so it's just x equals negative 4. Once I get what x equals, then I take that and I'm simply going to plug it in where I see x there. So I'm just going to drag this down. I've got 2. And over here for x, I'm going to plug in negative 4. And then just drag down that negative 6. So notice I dragged everything down except where I saw x, I replaced it with negative 4. So now to follow PEMDAS here, I've got to do inside the parentheses first. Just drag down that 2. Negative 4 minus 6 is negative 10. And then that, when they're right next to each other like that, in parentheses means to multiply. So 2 times negative 10 is negative 20. Alright, let's do another example. So that would be my final answer. Another example here. If 4m minus 2 all over 2 equals 5, what does m plus 5 equal? Alright, so on this problem, what we need to do first is we need to clean up this left-hand side. So in order, remember, this is different from yesterday's or the two-step equations lesson because the fraction goes over the entire left-hand side. You'll notice this goes over the entire left-hand side. So in order to clear that out, what you're going to do is, this is divide by 2, so you're going to multiply by 2. So I'm going to just multiply both sides by 2. That 2 goes to the right. So we would have 4m minus 2, because if I was to multiply this side by 2, it would cancel with that 2. And if I multiply this side by 2, I need to multiply this side by 2, and 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, so now that it's cleaned up and looks nice and neat, then I can go ahead and get rid of this minus 2 by adding 2 to both sides. That creates our 0 pair again. Cancels, so we've got 4m equals 10 plus 2 is 12. Alright, to get rid of that 4 times m, I divide both sides by 4. 4 over 4 reduces to 1, so we get m equals 3. So then I have to take that m equals 3, plug it in over here where I see m. So it's going to be 3 plus 5, and 3 plus 5 equals 8. Final answer.